Hey everybody, come on in. It's Porch, Settin Sunday. It's another day and another chance to sparkle, so keep a sparkle in your eye and a sparkle in your heart because it makes you beautiful. Okay, let me show you the mountains before I forget. Sorry I look so bad. My husband's sick. Y'all keep him in your prayers. He's got, I know it's probably a bacterial infection. He's got a sore throat. And all the symptoms are pointing toward a bacterial infection in his throat. So, y'all keep him in your prayers, and if he's not better, we're going to the doctor tomorrow. He had chills last night and a high fever, and I was up all night with him, taking care of him. So, and that's why I look so bad today. But it is what it is, and this is life. So, let me show you the mountains. They're beautiful today. There you go. They've got sun on them here. There's the top of the house. Back behind the house. But anyway, there's the mountains. They're going to start changing soon. We're getting cool nights. Let me fix this. Sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, the weather is changing. We're getting, ooh, it's dark under here. It's in the evening. I always wait till evening when it's cooler to come out. I remembered what I wanted to ask you all last week, and I'm going to get right into it while I'm remembering. The boys has gone fishing. My husband's in the bed. They're gone fishing down here at the creek. They put, I can't remember the kind of fish, but the county comes and puts fish in the creek down here so the kids can fish. But anyway, what I wanted to ask you, and I want you to leave your questions down below. I'm trying to fix it up, set it up to where I can interview one of our residents here on the holler where I live. She's one of the oldest residents, I think, in West Virginia. Maybe in the United States, I'm not sure, but she's 110. I cannot wait to interview her. Is there anything that you all would like me to ask a woman that is 110? She still has her faculties, she still has a good memory and all that stuff, and I want to find out. I love hearing the history of things, and you know that lady holds a lot of history. So I'm trying to fix it to where I can get an interview with her. She just lives a couple miles down the road from me. She turned 110 on July 4th. They had a big celebration. And I've been trying for a while now, even before she turned 110, to get an interview with her. I just haven't hooked up with the right people. My husband knew her son, but I think her son passed away already. And so I'm just going to go knock on the door, tell her who I am and why I'm there. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. Even though you don't live in this area, you may be a history buff like me. I love learning the history of West Virginia. I love learning the history of Ohio because that's where I was born and raised. And West Virginia because I'm a transplant here. And I've lived in West Virginia longer than I lived in Ohio. So I love to learn the history of the state that I live in. And so I'm sure that she can tell me a lot about this county, a lot about this state. And so if there's any questions you would like answered maybe, then just leave them down below and I'll write them down and I'll ask her those questions. And I'm going to do the video to where I can put it on YouTube. I'm going to let her know she's going to be on YouTube and going to be famous with at least you all. So when I do put the video up, I'd appreciate it if you share it. Give me a thumbs up. I hope it'll be thumbs up worthy. I'm sure it will be. I sure have missed you all this week. yesterday, or not yesterday, but the 26th was my son's birthday. That was a hard day for me. I'm always, and I'm ashamed to say it, but I'm always in the bed that day. I lay in the bed all day, and I try to reflect on my memories of my son, things he done as a child, and things that we didn't get to do the balloons this year again. We've done it in the past, but the last few years I haven't got to do it. I don't know. My husband can't bring himself to get the balloons, and I don't know. We just didn't do it. But I reflect on the night he was born. That's also my sister's birthday. And if you haven't watched my video on about the night my son was born, then let me tell you about it today. My son was born July 26, 1973. And when I went into labor with him, I went into labor that morning on the 26th. Well, I didn't have him until 11:25 that night, 11:25 p.m. And it was early morning when I went into labor. And the reason I can remember the time is because back then, parents weren't allowed. They didn't have you in a room. They took you, you know, you didn't give birth in the hospital room, and, you know, or anything like that. You gave birth in a sterile operating room. And they didn't allow my parents, my husband, he was allowed to be with me while I was in labor, but he wasn't allowed in the room. And it was like that with all of my children. He didn't get to see any of them born. But anyway, the camera is not on a tripod, so if I'm moving too much, I'm sorry. But anyway, the reason I can remember the time is because one of the nurses, my sister was calling every little bit, and one of the nurses ran in about the time I was pushing him out and said, "Your sister said you better hurry up. It's already 11:25 and you're not going to have him on her birthday if you don't hurry." So she was coming to tell me that. Well, she ran back and told my sister she's pushing the baby out now. We didn't know if he was a girl or a boy, but, you know, back then you didn't know. And I think sometimes that's good, and then sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's better to know, and that way you can buy clothes. But I just think anymore people buy clothes too early. They do things because you never know what's going to happen. I think that you should not be prepared for something that God didn't mean for us to be prepared for. He meant for us to build our nest and get ready for a baby. Not a girl or a boy, but build our nest and get ready. But I think people get ready too soon. They buy all these things. They have, you know, it's okay to have baby showers, but get unisex things. You know, get things that's for a girl or a boy. Now, I didn't have baby showers, so, because I didn't have anybody to have baby showers for me, so I didn't have him. And so I think that, you know, we prepare too early now. But anyway, that's what happened when I was in labor, 17.5 hours, hard labor. And so it was very, very hard. With my second baby, my daughter, my oldest daughter, I didn't allow my husband to be in the room. And they didn't allow, he was allowed to be in the room with me while I was in labor, but not in the delivery room. But I wouldn't allow him in the room while I was in labor. I was in labor, hard labor, for 3 hours with my daughter, my oldest daughter. And I wouldn't allow him in the room. They made him wait in the waiting room, but the waiting room was right across from the room that I was in. So he sat where he could look through the door at me. I did not want him around me. So, because he was so mean to me when I was given, you know, when I was in labor with our son, because he didn't think it hurt that bad. he knows better now because he's had kidney stones. And he was told by a lady that's had a bunch of kids that she would rather have a bunch of kids again than have kidney stones. So he knows how painful it is to have the child now because he has kidney stones. But anyway, so I made them come and close the curtains. Well, they left a little crack in the curtain, so he moved around to where he could look through that crack. Well, I made them come and snap the curtain shut. I did not want him around. I didn't scream out. I don't cry out. I just did not want him there seeing me in pain because he was constantly telling me, it can't hurt that bad. And, you know, so anyway, men, huh? If they had to have the babies, the earth would not be repopulated, would it? You all answer below if you think that's true. I think it's true. But anyway, I just wanted to come in and tell you all that I remembered what I wanted to ask you. I'm not, if I get the least bit here lately, I don't know what's going on with me, but in the last few months, I've been very forgetful. I don't know if it's where that guy hit me, and it seems like I've been kind of addle-brained. If I get sidetracked the least little bit, like the boys was out here and I got a little sidetracked, I can't think. I have trouble at work remembering things that I've been there. This August will make a year, and I've been there and I can't remember things that I should be remembering, and some of them's noticing that. I don't know if I'm, you know, what's going on with me. But anyway, I'm sure I'll get better, maybe. I don't know. And then maybe it'll get worse. I don't know. But I hope y'all have a great week. I want to start. I keep telling you all this, but it just seems like so hard to find time. I go this month, August, and sign up on my Social Security for, I'm going to go ahead and take early retirement, 62. I think I've worked enough in my life. And so I'm going to do that. And so, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I might work part-time. I'm not sure if I can find a part-time job somewhere besides where I'm at. That she'd work me part-time, but I don't want to work there. I really don't. And I'm going to stay there, though, until I can find something else. And if I can't, then, and I think I can do okay with my Social Security check, then I'll probably quit. But anyway, hope y'all have a wonderful week. Don't forget to subscribe. We're making friends here. And don't forget to follow me on all my social media, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook especially, because we can talk through Facebook. Email me. My email's down below. Send me a little note in the mail. I love getting little notes and letters and stuff like that. I've gotten cards and I've gotten letters from people, and I so enjoy reading them and enjoy where they're coming from. And drop me a postcard showing me the state you live in. I love those kind of things. If you want, you don't have to. You can just talk to me on Facebook or leave comments here, and I'm trying my best to at least read every comment, and I'll get better with it. I used to answer every comment, but here lately it's gotten kind of hard. So I do read every comment. I put a heart to let you all know that I read them, and I so appreciate every comment. Appreciate every encouragement that I get. I appreciate everything that anybody does for me. All the prayers especially I appreciate. That's what I appreciate the most. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I hope you have a blessed Sunday. And I'll see you on the porch. Don't forget next Sunday. So you all show up and we'll talk about something interesting. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. I want to start making videos every day, and I'm working on getting a setup for my car so that I can talk to you on the way to work or on my way home from work or whenever. So I love you guys. Bye.